All right, we're joined by head coach Kyle Smith following today's win over California. Quick couple notes. This is the longest active winning streak against California in the series history. Previous was 5 from 1991 to 93. And with that, we will let Coach give an opening statement and then open the floor to questions.
Great effort, I thought, for our team, coming off obviously a big win in our last game. You never know how your team's going to come out. And then we got the news that TJ was doubtful today, and then we didn't have him as a big challenge for our guys to step up. And honestly, I thought, even though the game was a one-point game and a half, I thought we played well for the first 18 minutes. We're up 7, and Cal's always giving us they're physical, they're on the glass, they make you earn it. And then they made those 2 threes in a half. We're up 1 and just challenged our guys to come out in the second half, and we really guarded well. And that first 4 minutes was big for us, and just a lot of guys played well.
Coach, what is it with TJ? Was something with his hand?
His hand's been bothering him, and it's just chronic pain or whatever, and something in there, and just maybe rest will help it. I understand. I mean, just you're going home at night and it's hurting and that stuff. So, and I don't think it's something that's probably something you're just gonna have to manage, but hopefully just get that swelling down or something there.
Gotcha. And then the beginning of the second half there, you guys have that big run. DJ kind of sparks the team with the big threes. Would you say that was the spark for you guys? And was that something that you talked about at halftime, trying to get him open shots? Or
you know what? Not so much with this team as far as telling them, they're pretty unselfish, and the ball moved, and we got a couple, and they got a pretty good high IQ with Jabe, Powell, Rodman, Andre, and they moved the ball pretty well and just took advantage of it. And DJ's been shooting the ball really well, and those threes are big separators, and we hit some, and that makes things a lot easier.
And defensively, in the first half, it seemed like Clayton was able to knock down some threes. You guys really bottled him up in the second half, held them to just 25% from three after they were averaging close to 60. Yeah, 65.
I think they hit 2 out of their first 3. I was like, they're 18 of their last 25. Yeah. You know what? The first time, Clayton banked one in there. That hurt. That stung. That's why I said, I went into halftime. We're up 1. We're up 4. That was a tough one, whatever that happens. But I thought we did a great job with Clayton. He was coming here playing really well. And just Kamani had him. Dylan had him a little bit. And everyone just did a good job on him. And defensively, just a great effort on our part, especially a team that I think they had 90-something against Stanford. And really proud of our guys.
Did you do something differently there in the second half with your guards to
You know what? We guarded well in the first half. Our end of the shot clock defense was bad. But whatever. They made 4 2-2s and 2 3s at the end of the clock that I think those things would even out. But we played a little more man second half, I think, and just stingy. And I think it gets harder offensively for them when we make a couple threes and put a little more pressure on them. I think that was part of what we did. So really, because Cal is going to do what they do. They're going to be very disciplined, and you got to match their discipline on that. And I'm proud of our guys.
And then Kamani getting the start tonight seemed like he really played well. Just talk a little bit about his performance.
He was great. He was able to, he's so versatile, and he's able to play out of the post and give us another weapon down there in the low post. But it's his not only his ability to score, but he's also a really good passer. So it's another offense in itself to get him down there. So really good job on his part. And he was good defensively. So it's nice to see him, what we call emerging talent. It's freshman year. He's just, 9 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. I call him the French Army knife. And he delivered tonight.
Towards the end of the game, the students start chanting, "We want Jack." Obviously, you have quite a big lead by that point. What does Jack do for this team, and how has he kind of blended with you?
Jack's been awesome. I mean, it's not just the students and fans that love him. Our teammates love him. He's got a great attitude. He's work hard. He's a valuable asset for us. And I thought, we could use him against Teeman, and depending if we get into deep foul trouble or in other teams that play big. And he helped us and got a bad call at Arizona State, made a great move. I was so mad, still mad. But just his girth, he can simulate those guys in practice, Balo and Teeman. So we were trying to rest our guys so we didn't get anyone hurt as far as, the last 4 minutes, and playing him and AD together they don't do that very often in practice, 2 centers out there. But I don't want to diminish it when people get excited about him. It's not a novelty. He's going to be, he just played football. If we had him 3 months conditioning, he can even help some more. But we'll see how it goes down the stretch.
And have you seen a key difference or a noticeable difference in preparation and focus the last week?
We've been going about pretty much the same way we do. I want to ask those questions. I'm like, I'm a bit like most coaches, ritualistic. So like, I'm not the Vince Lombardi big speech. It's too hard to do that every game. So I basically say the same thing every time. But it is about being consistent in your effort in that. And we talk about getting better a lot. We talk about improving and holding your head. And this group, after the UCLA game, it felt like we hung in there, could have really cashed our chips and really felt bad about it. But I tell them we played well. We just didn't play with the last few minutes and cost you a game. But we'll get better.
Yeah, you mentioned those last 4 minutes where there were still, where you started putting in sort of the deeper bench guys. Even before the point where all the bench guys came in, I personally was feeling like there were a lot of starters that were in pretty late. Was there any specific reason for those guys playing deeper into the game when it seemed kind of out of reach for them?
I don't usually do anything before the last media any time. And as a coach, I've seen too many leads evaporate that so early. I mean, even watching Washington, Arizona State, I think it went 20-8 in like a minute. And it's like Bobby had his walk-ons out there, they yanked them, and it's whatever. But I just like to play well too. I don't like, and it was hard to put those guys in a bad position. It was like AD and Jack out there together. We turned it over some, and I hate to say it, but your Ken Palm and your net ranking, it affects it. To be honest, it does, and it's silly, and I shouldn't worry about it. But like to finish well, and I thought we played about right on that.
Other question, almost completely unrelated. I'm looking here at the plus minus, and Andre led the team with 21, but he only had 5 points. So speak, to some extent on the value that he brings.
You know what? I thought he struggled first half, and he's been trying to get off the schneid, scoring, and he made a couple decisions. Like you could tell, Andre, let the game come to you. So I challenged him in the second half. I said, hey, you got to deliver to start this thing, and he did. It was like the tip in. It wasn't the three and the tip in. It was the fact he was focused, he was guarding, our rebounding suffers when he's not in the game. Him and Rodman at the forwards, it's important because they're kind of physical. They go after, especially offensive boards. So, and I mentioned that. I said, hey, most important stat, you move the needle on winning. We're plus 21. You're out there, and we need him. Keep coming. He's he's got a bad toe, and that don't diminish how much that affects him. And so, happy that he did that. And Jabe was the same way. I thought Jabe actually played maybe his best game, and he had 5 points. He had 8 deflections, 2 steals, threw 2 great passes to AD, threw one over the top to Mo, just giving us another ball handle. I mean, we've been, we did a good job with the ball except the last 4 minutes. But that stretch, our ball handling was affected. Not having Jabe and Andre there too, that hurts us in that stretch. We didn't have them for sure.
All right, and then you mentioned Rodman there. Obviously, 4 for 5 from 3. Crazy stretch here. Is there more of a green light you're giving him, or is, like you said, sort of unselfish?
No one's had a more green light than that guy. I yell at him to shoot, so maybe I just stopped yelling at him, and he said whatever. I really think it was him and Andre have kind of been, split minutes for the last 2 years. And then kind of when Andre came back, I kind of wanted to get him going, and we were kind of in that little tough stretch of games. We weren't playing great, but I was like, let's go with the guys that have been in the program, that have been committed to the program, and DJ starting for something maybe clicked with them or whatever. I think maybe sometimes that's what you need is the permission, like, hey, you're good. You're not just a role player. You're not that, and we need you. And I'm just happy to see it because both of them are just much more confident players. And we always thought, they bring, and that's just the maturity, what we need. We need older guys that are contributing. He's done it's awesome to see, hopefully. I think he's going to keep it going. I think he's kind of broken through.
Any other questions? All right. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Awesome. Where's Vinnick? He's cashed out?